Hi everyone, my name is Chidebere Ugu. So today I'll be giving you a walkthrough on Azure DevOps Agent Pool. This is based on popular requests from our audience from the Azure DevOps Bootcamp that we're doing. So it has come to our notice that most of our audience don't really understand how to use Azure DevOps interface. So while we're handling some other critical deployment scenarios like AKS, infrastructure as a code deployment, and the rest, so we have taken it upon ourselves to give a breakdown of every bit or feature within Azure DevOps interface, so that on subsequent videos that will training and videos that we'll be doing on critical infrastructure application deployment, our audience will be able to follow suit. Every person will be able to follow suit. So today I'll be handling Azure DevOps Agent Pool. So what is Azure DevOps Agent Pool? Azure DevOps Agent Pool is just a group of agents or pre-installed softwares that can be used to run your deployments or builds. So they are just like machines that perform tasks which you have defined on your environment or on your pipeline. So we have two types of agent pool. One is Microsoft hosted agent and one is self-hosted agent. So what is Microsoft hosted agent? Microsoft hosted agents are provided by Microsoft itself. So these agents run on virtual machine managed by Microsoft. And this VM come pre-configured with broad range of tools or dependencies that will be required for your pipeline to run. So this also is automatically provisioned. Then for the self-hosted agents are installed and managed by the user. So they can run on any machine, like virtual machines on Azure on premise, on Docker, and on Azure Kubernetes Services (AKS). So the key feature of self-hosted agent is that you can customize the environment to suit what you want, and also um, is now left for the user to install other dependencies on the environment. Let's say you are running infrastructure as a code, you are running Docker images and the rest. You have to install those dependencies on your environment, on your VM that you have provisioned. So also, it has a persistent state, unlike Microsoft hosted agents. So the self-hosted agents can maintain their state across all the jobs you have on your environment, which is very useful for catching dependencies, or you use it for long running of services. So the uh, the last feature on this, which I would say it helps in privacy, unlike the Microsoft hosted agents, which which are used by multiple users at the same time. So with this, you can deploy within a private network, allowing a secure access from your pipeline to the infrastructures or your resources or databases, whatever that you have on your environment. So what are the use case of these two? So the use case of Microsoft hosted agent is helps in quick setup of your CI/CD pipeline. So in that quick setup, if you just want to configure your CI/CD pipeline without taking the route of setting up your personal VM and all that, this helps. Then it has a standard environment because all the dependencies are already installed, not managed by the user. So you don't worry about underlying infrastructures and the rest. Then with this, you can also with Microsoft hosted agent, you have some limitations of how many pipelines you might have on your environment, depending on whether you are using a free version of DevOps environment or you're using a paid version. So, but in a situation whereby you have like thousands or hundreds of pipelines running on your environment, is advised using a self-hosted agent, because the higher the pipeline, you might incur pay as you go charges. Meanwhile, you have already some environments, virtual machines on your environment that can be used as these agents. Then the last use case scenario that might interest you is in cost optimization. In cost optimization is like for organizations that want to leverage existing infrastructure and avoid all this pay per hour or pay as you go associated with Microsoft hosted agents, because the higher your organization and the pipelines you have, the higher you pay on the agents that you have or you use Microsoft hosted agents that you use. And this is also stable for projects that need access on-premise resources or private cloud environment during CI/CD pipeline. So I'll give a walkthrough now on how you can set up your own agents. So on this is pretty simple. On this you have add pool from the DevOps interface. Okay, let me start from the project settings. This is my DevOps organization. I have 3 projects here. So from this project, you can go to settings of the project. I will explain all these details in subsequent videos, every part of this Azure DevOps environment. So, but for now, we'll concentrate on agent pools. So from the project settings, then you go to agent pools. Here I already have 3, so we'll create a new one, name agent pool. You select the type, which is self-hosted. You can also use a virtual machine scale set on the environment you already have. So I will name this dev agent pool. And then demo. Then you grant access to all the pipelines so that you can use this agent to deploy to multiple pipelines on your environment. And then you click create. So once you click create, you can see that here, demo agent pool. So here we don't have jobs running on it already. We don't have agents installed. So we have to now add new agent. From here, you can select different machine versions that you have provisioned already. So in my case, I have Linux. So once you select all the requirements on what to do, the step-by-step guide is already given from this interface. So the next thing is to go to Azure environment and provision a virtual machine. So I'm not provisioning a new one because I already have one. So what I will do basically is just give you a walkthrough on how to provision a VM, and then uh, on the subsequent videos on a event that we are having on Saturday, then we can give you a detailed explanation on using infrastructure as a code to provision a virtual machine and the rest. So you click create Azure virtual machines. Here you can create a new subscription or select the already existing subscription. You name your virtual machine, test, you select region depending on the region closest to you to avoid cost and to availability. Then self-selected zone. Then you can leave others as default and change your image. If you want to change a different image, you have different VM images, Ubuntu, Windows servers, and the rest. I'm going with this Ubuntu. Then here is the price. The sizes and the prices are different, so it depends on the price. On the size you select, you see different price on it. So you can click on this and see the price comparison and the configurations, but we are not going into that for now. So on this, okay, I'll just go with v2 already there, and then I'll SSH into this. You can use password as well. Select the name of your user and then the rest. Once you click review and create, it will create. So some of these other steps can be left the way they are as default. But for advanced reasons, if you want to configure some different network settings and the rest, you can go next and set up your disk image, your network configurations and the rest. Then click review and create. So, but on our next video, using Bicep to deploy VM or infrastructure as a code, then we'll give more explanation on how you can create your own VM using infrastructure as a code. But for now, I'm going with this already provisioned VM. So I'll connect to this VM. Oh yeah, I use SSH. I already have all these details. So I will go straight to connecting to my VM. This is my VM interface, my terminal. Then I'll SSH into this VM. Yeah, here we go. So once I SSH into this VM, I'll get my Azure DevOps interface and download this. Is it that you download this to your local machine and use a Linux command CSP to copy that to that Linux environment, or you just copy that this way, copy the URL, then go to your terminal and make a folder, make a directory. With this make directory, let's say demo, or I'll just limit demo agent created. I'll cd into that demo agent. That is where I will install the agent pool, demo agent. Here we go, ls-la to check the content. You see, it's just the Azure user, nothing much. So I use wget to download that URL that I've copied into this. This is it. Downloaded. Okay, so the next thing to do, ls earlier, I want to see that downloaded. This is it. So the next thing to do is to unzip this. Once copied, you can check all these steps again. From here, we have made our directory and this, so we are unzipping. Then you paste that. Good. After unzipping that, the next is to run this command in there. That is, if you are running this as a service, which will automatically come up. Then, but if you are running it interactively, then you have to do run sh. So before we run that, let me show you the content. This is the run sh that I'm going to do. If you are running interactively, you can do this. So here now I'll paste the command that we've copied and then enter. Yeah. Okay, I sent the license agreement now. So this is the DevOps environment URL that is requesting to know where this agent will be. So you copy the URL, that is dev.azure.com / the organization name. Then you leave the rest to this. So we paste this and paste enter. Okay, yes, if you press enter, you are accepting part as authentication method, a personal access token as your authentication method. Then it will ask me to add the personal access token. So let me show you how we can create a personal access token on this DevOps environment. Duplicate interface, and then go to my organization and click on this. Click on the avatar icon of your profile and select personal access token. I already have one, but I'll show you how to create another now. New token. You name the token demo. You can extend the expiration period, but for this I'll do 30 days as well. Then grant full access to this, and then you click create. You have to copy this because once this is gone, you will not be able to see that again. Copy this, and then you go to your terminal and supply that. That is the value needed. So it's connecting to the server because I provided authentication. So now the pool name, if you want to leave everything as default, then you just press enter. If you want to give a different name, then you go ahead. So I will leave it as default pool. Then enter agent name. Then press enter for agent pool. So we are accepting default here, but you can enter any name of your choice once you get to this level. Yes. Yeah. So the our agent is done and connected to the server. So we have to refresh. In some scenario, okay, though machine run this because in some scenario it will take time to come online. So I'll refresh here. Agent pool. Dev or demo agent pool. Yeah, this is the agent pool, demo agent pool. So this is the agent pool. Is currently offline, but within few seconds or minutes it will come online. If it takes time a bit, then you can run this to start it manually. Yeah. And then give it some time and it will come online. So thank you for watching. Now watch out for my next episode on DevOps.